thoughts on the expectation, normality of women and men going through emotional turmoil with their man or woman before they can be truly happy in their relationship, which is basically the ride or die concept, yeah? So someone said it shouldn't be right, but thinking back, my best relationships have come off the back of initial drama. Maybe it takes that for me to actually like them and not take them for granted. What's everyone's thoughts on that?
So
she's saying that some of her best relationships have come off the back of there being drama in the beginning, and she's questioning whether does it take the drama for her to really like them and not take them for granted.
I don't know.
So, like,
maybe
it's
she
like
likes the excitement.
being rocky and possibly like nearly breaking up makes you realise that, oh, actually, oh my gosh, I want them.
I don't know.
See, I'm not getting that. I'm getting like, the sense of like, because it comes from drama, so it might be something that wasn't necessarily meant to happen. It could be something to do with another person that they might know of.
Yeah.
And then having that relationship, like having that person now is almost like a sense of achievement to be like, oh, okay, yeah, like I want this to work because I've now overcome the drama. Do you know what I mean? We've been through the rocky stuff. Now we can enjoy and be happy, and it might make that person appreciate that person then that little bit more. But I just think that, as I've said, maybe that's just the excitement, like having the drama and like, do you know what I mean? I don't know, fighting over a man or having to, do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, he wants me, and then getting it. I don't really know.
That's what I kind of
got from it. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, because that's what I got from it.
You look lost.
I know, yeah.
What are you getting from it?
Yeah, let us know,
please.
I don't know what I'm getting from it. I don't know what I don't understand it. I don't get it.
So
I don't get it.
This is what I'm getting. Like, you know how some relationships, they'll start off. Some relationships can literally start off on a lie, yeah. So you could be seeing someone and they've got something going on with their ex still, and it's rocky, and like it's 1 minute they're back with the ex, next minute they want you, and then at the end of all that they choose you, and the ex situation's gone, and now you two can be together. But it started off on some rocky drama, like toxic, and now you can be together and you can finally appreciate one another. I think that's... Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's what I was.
I'm not saying that this girl's done that, but that's what, like, when I'm trying to put it into context for myself.
Well, I think in that situation, drop me out.
It's a no.
Drop me all the way out.
Drop me out, because I don't like drama. I'm not a drama person, and anything that is drama, I just really don't like it. Like, I want to stay away. And also, I just feel like sometimes you do start as you mean to go on, and you can be in a relationship where over time you start to bring in unhealthy habits, and then you use that as a standard and as a template to how you go on going forward. So if you got them from the very beginning, that's just mad. And then even again, it's like, why would you want to be with someone who's not all the way like into you? And I just feel like if you have to choose between me and another person, choose the other person.
Listen,
if there has to be a choice, don't choose me. I've always said that.
Don't choose me because I won't be here.
Yeah.
There's that quote that I always see and I love it. If it's a choice between two people, go for the second one, because if you really appreciated and loved the first one, there wouldn't be a second one.
There would not be a second one.
That's what I mean. I just think, like, even taking that situation even further, I do feel like you do lose someone how you gain them. Like,
oh my God,
if you gain someone from being a side chick and they've got a side man and they've got they've already in a relationship, like, I do feel like that's how you're gonna lose them. Like, they're gonna cheat on you. If you cheated with them, I feel like they're gonna cheat on you. I genuinely do. I might be wrong, but that is how I feel. I
think that's right.
I just could never. Like, I know of people that have done that, like, have been with another person's partner, and to be honest, the only people I know are women, so I'm just going to say that. Like,
Yeah.
they are women and they've been with somebody else's man and eventually have, like, taken that man.
Yeah.
I just think that's so crazy. There's so many people in the world. Why would you want to go
Oh my
for
God,
somebody
so
else's man?
I saw a video, and it was kind of addressing how women. I need to get this right, okay? So women, there's something about a man who's taken, and women's hormones and like whatever's going on inside find that situation really attractive, and it's like a competition, and they feel like they have to go up against that woman to get the man who's in a relationship. It's in a video.
That hormone must have skipped me.
Yeah, that
'Cause I
hormone
don't want
definitely
any
skipped
part.
me. I don't.
I
Yeah,
need to-
I just
drop
could
me
not.
out.
I don't know, like, I don't know. I feel like I don't know, might not be all the case, but I feel like if you're in a relationship, you definitely, you know what it feel like, you would know what it would feel like to be on the receiving
Yeah.
end. So
Yeah,
why,
if you-
I could not, like,
This woman
never.
isn't saying that it's right, but her Instagram, it's Slay with Sly. She's amazing. She's one of my favourite, she's a very spiritual influencer, but she speaks on it and she explains it in depth. She's not
So
saying
she
that
thinks
it's
it's
right.
actually like
A thing. Like, she thinks it's a thing. She's not saying that women do it in, like, it's not a good thing.
like it's a biological.
Yeah, like it's actually
there's a biological explanation
science
as to
behind it.
Because it is true. People do say,
a woman can
forget
make a
that-
man more attractive.
Yeah, like
That's
when
what-
people always saying it like, oh, I'm single and no one hollers me, but as soon as I'm with someone,
they'll come
people
flocking.
want to
Yeah,
flock, like,
flocking.
and yeah,
That's frustrating.
That could be an explanation.
But
I mean-
but then I feel like people are getting it construed because you can look at people in a relationship and think, oh, do you know what? That would be a nice relationship to have. I would like a man that would treat me the way he seems to be treating her. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to then go for that man, because if you go for that man, who's to say that man's going to treat you how in your head you've idolized it? Because we all have a concept of how we'd like our life to go. Like, oh yeah, by this age, like, I'd like to be married and this is what my man would look like, my ideal man, this is the qualities that he'd have. Life doesn't work out that way. Like, let's be realistic. Like, life will give you like a B-Tech looking somebody when in your head, like, do you know what I mean? You feel like, raw, like, this is what I deserve. So it's going back to, do you settle or
B-Tech.
do you have your expectations that you're not gonna settle for less?
But I feel like, you know, when you settle, you're more likely to look elsewhere because you're not happy, really.
Yeah, because
you're
you've
settling
settled.
for the period in time that you're in, that it fits
Yeah.
you. But if you know deep down in your mind, I can do better. That just sounds so bad, but I'm just being honest. We're on a podcast. If you feel in your head, not just saying look-wise either, if you're settling for someone and you think, you don't bring nothing to my table except at the minute I feel comfortable with you,
Yeah,
and I feel like I've got a security blanket, so you're more likely to look elsewhere.
Yeah.
And I don't mean physically go out there and sleep with somebody, but you are going to start looking at other people and think,
Because
Yeah,
you're
I
not getting
might
that
wonder.
full sense
Yeah.
of fulfillment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that's why I'm not going to settle, because I'm not going to put myself in a position to hurt somebody like that ever, but also to do that to myself. Like, you should know your worth.
And I think that's why, like, some people, I'm just going to say men, it's not all men, but it's easier with this example. Like, some men will be with a girl for so long and, like, just with her, whatever, years and years, don't propose, don't do nothing. And then they'll get with somebody in 6 months and, like, propose,
Yeah.
have a baby. And I feel like that is probably why, because they were just
So comfortable.
settled. Like, it's not bad, but it's not good, and you're just here, so I'm chilling. But
Yeah.
you're not really who I really want.
But then do you think as well, that goes back to, like, she's also forgiven me when I've cheated on her in the past, or, like, because we've been together for so long now and we're comfortable. Like, she knows all of my flaws. Let's take cheating out of it. She knows all of my flaws and she's fine with them. So, and she's put up with, like, times in the past when I might have been broke, or she's put up with times in the past where I might have done this or that, and she's kind of, like, said, yeah, it's fine, I've been together for ages, Like, do you think that has an element to it as well?
Yeah.
Because they could leave that relationship, get with someone new, and this new woman can be like, you're not doing this, and I'm not doing that for you, and I don't know what your ex did, but I'm not doing that for you. And then it's like, shit.
It's
like,
that sense of comfortability, isn't it?
Yeah.
And knowing that, oh, okay, you know what? Because over time, when you learn things about people, you know what you can and can't get away with. Do you know what I mean? You know that, oh, okay, I could probably bust this joke with that person, but with this friend, that I couldn't do that.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Or I
yeah.
could do that with my partner, but do you know what I mean? With my ex, that there's no way I could do that.
Yeah.
So I think it's finding the boundaries and the levels, and some boundaries can be broken. Like some people are okay with, oh, okay, yeah, like, do you know what I mean? He's done it before, and if he does it again, like it's fine. That it's just who he is, and they accept it. Whereas some women are like you said, I'm not doing that. Like, you're mad. Like, if you want to be in a relationship with your mum, go and be in a relationship with your mum. Like, because I'm not gonna baby you and look after you like a child.
Oh, I know a couple of them that need to be in a relationship with their mum.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that would burn me a bit. Like, you know, to be with someone for so long and they don't do anything that you ask them to do, but then they're with another person and they just do it.
Do you know what that's called? And that was going to be a topic in itself, but we'll talk about it now. Girlfriend fluffers. Have you heard about this?
No, girlfriend
fluffers. Oh my
fluffers.
God, right? Girlfriend fluffers. I first heard of it on Clubhouse. I hate that app.
Oh God,
hate
I've
it.
never had it.
Yeah,
I don't think I
same,
could
never
download
had
it
it.
either.
That's another story. But when Clubhouse was popping, I came across this room and it was about girlfriend fluffers, and I think, is it Aloni?
Yeah.
She was hosting this room, right? Well, she was in the room, definitely. And a girlfriend fluffer is where, basically what you've just said, you are with somebody for a period of time, and they're asking you to do this and make this sacrifice and make this change and compromise on this and that. You don't do it, and then you come out of that relationship, and everything that she asked you to do that you didn't do, you take on board now, and you do it for your next person. That is a girlfriend fluffer. That girl has basically built you up
and prepared you.
Can be a boyfriend fluffer as well.
Yeah.
That person's built you up and prepared you for your next relationship that you're going to embark on, that you're probably going to last in. Thoughts?
Do you know what? I think it's very mad. I've never heard of the term girlfriend fluffer, so it's just a bit like, whoa. But I definitely do think people go into relationships, predominantly women, I would say, and think, oh, I can change him. I can change this person. I can make him the man that I want him to be, or the man that he can be, because you see a potential, or you put your partner on a pedestal, and it's like, yeah, like we can work towards it together. Because a lot of people want the relationship where it's like, oh yeah, we've been together when we both had nothing, we've built each other up from the ground up, and now we're a power couple sort of thing. And that mindset just isn't gonna work. Like, my brothers said to me, like, a lot of guys try and be Captain Save-A-Ho, and you try and save a girl that's, do you know what I mean, down and out, and it can work the other way as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, it can work the other way, that people, yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, people try and teach people how to be and give them the qualities that they will then take and flourish in their future with somebody else that they want to be with.
Yeah.
So are you really going to invest that and try and work on somebody if that person isn't
some
who
people
you'd want
just
them to be?
Don't want to be saved either.
Yeah,
like, some people
listen.
are way past being saved, and you cannot change someone who doesn't want to be changed or saved. And sometimes you have to learn that the hard way. Like, some people are very stuck in their way.
Yeah.
And it's not even a personal thing. No one could save them. No one can change them. Or it might just be there's literally that one person that is in their path that was meant to be put into their life to change them, and it's just not you. Like, you can't be everyone's cup of tea. You can't be like...
That's actually quite a hard pill to swallow.
It is a very... honestly,
That's quite,
it's horrible.
like...
Not, like, coming to terms with the fact that not everyone's going to like you. Not everyone's going to fancy you. Not everyone's going to think you're nice. It's a hard pill to swallow.
It's true, because nobody is even like going to criticism. Most people don't like or can't take criticism.
No.
Even if it's constructive criticism. Like, nobody wants to be
No one wants to hear what's wrong with them.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
nobody wants to hear that. So I think that, yeah, like you said, it's definitely a hard pill to swallow because it's like, oh, okay, that these things are now being highlighted about me.
Well, I feel like we need to normalise, though. This is going to sound so bad and it might come back to bite me. But telling a person why you don't want to talk to them. Like, have you ever been approached by someone and they just won't stop? And you said to them, look, I'm not really in a place. Like, I'm not feeling it. It's not for me. And they're like, okay, that's fair enough. But you're just not attracted to them. That's okay. If you're not attracted to somebody, it's okay. There's a way of saying that you're just not there. And they continue to keep trying to talk to you, and they continue, and they won't take it because they've been put on a pedestal by people that's made them think that they are the nicest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
So you saying you're not there means really, let me work on her or let me work on him. He'll be there if I keep pushing it. No, I don't fancy you.
Some people think no means like try harder.
Yeah.
No.
And no means
no.
It means no. Like, take it for what it is. Don't try and read in between the lines because there's no lines to read in between.
Yeah.
It is no. Do you know what I mean? And keep it stepping. Sometimes it is hard to take no for an answer, but like you said, not everyone's going to find you attractive. Not everyone is going to want to get to know you, and that's okay. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to be everybody's yes in job, in relationships, in friendships, in anything. You're going to have to take the no and bounce back from it.
We need to normalise no as a complete sentence.
Yeah.
To be honest. Just no.
Because how many times has probably a guy approached you and you've been like, oh, do you know what? I'm not interested. Sorry, I've got a boyfriend, but it's still not enough.
No, that doesn't work anymore.
It doesn't work. Listen, I've dropped them all. Yeah. Sorry, no, I'm not interested. Oh, I've got a boyfriend. Oh, I'm a lesbian. Do you know, like,
I've dropped that one.
Honestly, I've dropped everything, and they'll be like, oh, like, where's your girlfriend? Like, I'll get to know her too. Like, man, have no shame. Going back to it again. No shame.
Bring back shame.
Bring it all the way
back.
Have
you tried? I've got kids, so a whole family.
Yeah, listen,
I've got engaged.
I'll be stepdad then.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Do you want to take that role? Do you want to take that role?
It's the worst ones for me are the ones that get nasty.
Oh,
and that's happened to me. That's happened to me, I think, maybe twice now, where I've had people like approach me and like they're persistent, but I've had two where like they've actually got like actually nasty. And one of them was, I remember I was in McDonald's and I just was walking, it was at the end of a night out, and I remember this guy, like, and I could just tell he was looking at me and whispering about me, and from the get-go that just made me feel so uncomfortable. And then he came over to me and like he made a comment like about how I looked or whatever, and I just said like, thanks, but I could hear you talking about me, like, I'm not interested. And then he was like, yeah, but... And I was like, no, but I'm not interested, like... And literally, the guy was like, you look like a tramp. You look like you live on a cancer estate. Wow. Like, he was literally going in, like... And thankfully, I had friends who were backing me, but literally not one other man, including the security guard in McDonald's, said a word.
Wow.
Not one other male said anything. Like... But thankfully, I had friends who, like, they weren't shy, like, they've got mouths. But no, not one other man, like, came to my defence at all.
That is so
And
bad.
don't you think that's crazy? That people don't like to get involved. People will be quick to get the phone out to record.
Yeah.
But people won't actually step in and intervene and be like, whoa, do you know what? Like, this is going too far. Like, leave the girl alone. She's just trying to get her food and go. Do you know what I mean? She said no, so leave it. Like, why can't no be enough? No. It's like, and that's why... Going back to what you said earlier with like they're being persistent and trying because a lot of women then cave in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, do you know what I mean? And it, do you know what I mean? That barrier's kind of been broken down, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they want to. It's just they feel forced.
And then you get if you don't, they'll be texting you, and it's like, if you didn't want to give me your number, then you shouldn't have, because why are you being like off over text? They'll be texting you after you've given them your number after being pushed to do it, and then it's like you're dead.
Block. That's me.
It's honestly horrible. Like, this is obviously a topic that has been in the media recently. Women and how men approach women and like saying no and feeling safe, and I just think, will it change? No, I don't think it will change.
It won't.
No.
It definitely won't.
Unless we start having conversations with our sons from a young age. But even then, like, yes, as a parent, you have a responsibility to bring your child up in a way that they're going to be respectful. But when they go into that school, into that playground, when they make that group of friends, you can do as much as you can to control what you can. But at the end of the day, they're going to start living their life, and who they mix with, you're not going to be able to watch over forever. And those outside influences are going to be what makes your son.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of coming from the home as well, and what is instilled into the family and the culture that you may have. Because my parents have always said to me, whatever happens out on street and with your friends, don't bring outside street and rules inside my house, because it will not work. It will not work. Whatever Sharon and Becky can do and Stephen and Tom, you can't do that in my house. And that's what it was. Like, my parents laid down the law, like, they are my parents and that is it. And as a parent, you do have obviously the sense of control and authority, because this is a child that is in your care. So I think that if you instill certain things into them, like, everything you can be learned or untaught, like, that is just life. But if you teach them the right way, then when they go out on road, they should represent a reflection of you anyway, and they should know what is right from wrong. Not to say that when I was young I never got in trouble and mixed with the wrong crowd, but you learn. Everything is a learning curve, and wow, do you know what, my mum was right about that. She said that person wasn't a good person, and look now, do you know what I mean? I don't speak to them, or they got me in trouble. And with life, you learn.
Yeah, women naturally stay around in situations that aren't good for them compared to men.
I think it's easier for a man to kind of walk away in some instances. That even if you look at that family, it's that there's a lot of, not to say that there's not single fathers out there, but predominantly you would think of a single mother rather than a single father. Yeah. Just because men don't always necessarily take on that responsibility or take accountability. And as we know, women are more emotionally invested in things than men. So when it comes to emotions, it's a lot harder to walk away. Whereas if you're not as invested, it's not as hard.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I do feel like we're not emotional, and I feel like with women, I think a lot of women do feel like if their relationship fails, like they failed. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a personal failure to them. Like, I failed as a woman, as a girlfriend, as a wife, and they don't want to take that on. And I think it does probably stem from the culture of, like, the shame and embarrassment always being placed on the woman.
Yeah.
And it is that, like, why is it when someone cheats, it's like the person who was cheated on, it's like, oh, peak, like, how embarrassing, rather than the cheaters, like, busting, like, shame on you for doing that, like.
Yeah, the energy's kind of channeled at the wrong person, isn't it? It's almost like, oh, okay, yeah, it's peak for you, but instead of looking at the guy and saying, do you know what you did was actually wrong, like, morally, and you'd like to think that they'd be in a friendship group where their friends would sit down and say to them, like, bro, what you did was wrong, but chances of that are, I don't know.
I have cut a friend off for being not a cheater, but sleeping with someone else's man.
I've had my views
more than once.
Yeah, I've had my views on.
Like, it was a full-blown affair, and I had to. It was too much.
For me, though, it's like who you surround yourself with is a reflection of you.
I 100% agree with
that. I think if you're doing shit like that, is that reflected on me? Like, if you're sleeping with someone else's boyfriend, or knowingly. Like, this isn't for the people that start seeing someone they don't know that they've got a girlfriend or whatever, or a boyfriend. But if you're sleeping with someone that's got a girlfriend or a boyfriend and you know about it and you're just going your way and you're, doing it, then people find out and they're going to start looking at me and thinking, that's so-and-so's friend. So does she know that she's sleeping with this girl's man? Is she doing it too? Is she condoning it? No, I'm absolutely not condoning it.
And I even think for me, I look at it from this perspective, like, if you can do that to somebody that you know or don't know, you could do that to me. Can I then leave you in a room with my man and feel 100% comfortable and content, because that you said you've had to cut off a friend that was having an affair. I've had to cut off people because the way in which they move, I didn't necessarily agree with, and I was thinking, you're going to be a reflection of me, and I don't want to be affiliated with how you're moving because I don't necessarily agree with it. You're free to do what you want to do. That's cool, but I will love you from a distance.
Yeah.
And that distance is you will not hear from me, but it's all love.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, just our chapters have clearly come to an end. Your journey in my life is now finished.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I appreciate what we've had, the friendship, but now it's time to go our separate ways.
I think as well with that though, like, because I've had situations where my chapters with certain people have come to an end because we're just not on the same paths anymore. We're doing different things. We want different things, etc. There shouldn't be any judgment passed about who's on what chapter. But what I don't like is when that kind of thing happens and you have to go your separate ways, you're not compatible as friends anymore. Starts getting bitchy. Like, that person starts throwing someone under the bus, or like it starts getting nastier. She goes on like this, or she does that, or he does this, or he does that. But you were fine to be their friend when they were doing that before. Like, I think keep the same energy. Fair enough, you're not friends anymore, you're not on the same chapter, but just keep the respect there.
And
That was once your friend.
That
was once your friend at one point. Like you said, love from a distance. There doesn't need to be any talking about one another.
Malice, yeah. And I think that's what people don't understand, that we can now no longer be friends and for it to be neutral. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to badmouth you. You don't need to badmouth me. I'm not now going to expose your secrets or what you trusted me with when we were friends. Because just because now we're not friends doesn't mean that I don't love you or I don't still own some loyalty. Or do you know what I mean? Like, to that person, I just think if you as a person fall out with somebody and then expose their secrets and what they trusted you with, that shows more about your character and what you're on than that person. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're genuinely just spiteful.
That's
and I know
spiteful.
a couple of YouTubers that come to mind when I think of talking about this topic, because some people are messy. But yeah, I just think, just keep it, do you know what I mean? Just, you don't have to put everything on social media,
Keep it
put everything out there.
respectful.
Yeah, keep it respectful, keep it private, and keep it moving. And that's it.
I don't like
That's
that.
growth.
You should never
That's growth,
you
though.
should never expose what someone told you in
No.
confidence when you're no longer friends with them. I really hate that.
I hate that. It's one of my biggest
I hate
up
that,
there.
and I know people that have done that to people that I'm close to, and on one hand it's hurtful and it's just so wrong, but on the other hand I just think, do you know what, like, you've dodged a bullet with not having
you've
them.
shown yourself, so I can
You've
only
shown-
thank you for showing me your true colours, because God clearly took you out of my life
Exactly.
for
For
a
a
reason.
reason. Because if that's how you're moving, then what other things were you hating on? My job, my car, my life,
Listen,
my man?
the
Do you know what I
underlying
mean? Like,
jealousy that's
it's
there.
mad. It's mad. Like,
Evil
it's
eye.
mad.
The evil
Friends
eye.
can be haters.
Red
Like,
eye.
let's not get it twisted. Friends can be haters. You've got to definitely just be careful. Do you know what I mean? With who you have in your company, in your circle. Because I'm a very firm believer that energies are transferable.
Yeah,
And do you know what I mean? I don't want that bad energy, the bad vibes, the negativity coming around bitching about people around me, because that's not what I'm for and not what I want in my life. So if you're bringing that, the door's that way. Do you know what I mean? Like, enjoy.
Bye.
Bye, Felicia.
Do you know what though? Another thing that you said about the energy transferring, had this conversation yesterday. Soul ties.
Ooh.
Do you know what soul ties are? Yeah. What do you think about soul ties?
I think soul ties are massive. I think people really underestimate. People need to research soul ties.
Yeah.
It's not like just, I know people often like connect it to Christianity as well, because it is like a biblical thing, but it's so real. Like, you need to be so careful about the people that you're sharing intimate spaces with, the people that you're letting into, like,
personal boundaries.
Yeah, like your personal boundaries, your personal space, like, that are accessing like private and vulnerable like parts of like your character and who you are. And I just feel like not everybody's intentions are clear from the get-go. Like, you have
pure.
to be
Wow.
All pure, yeah.
Exactly. You have to be careful.
honestly, because
Definitely.
it can have a long-lasting effect where you're suffering the consequences or the repercussions from that one action. Do you know what I mean? So it's very much be careful with who you surround yourself by.
Yeah.
And that is something that I live by, especially with growing up. Because I think when I was younger, it was, do you know what I mean? Yeah, everyone's your friend. Do you know what I mean? And the older you get, a massive friendship group. And the older you get, you're very, very selective. Like, I could count my people on one hand. Like, who I know that have got my back and I could trust them with anything. Do you know what I mean? Anyone else, you're an acquaintance, that you're somebody that I know. Do you know what I mean? No hard feelings, no nothing, but you're not my people.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like getting to that point and accepting that is hard though. Like, it's a growth element, because recently a lot of my friends are starting to, you know, get themselves into relationships now, and they're going on new paths and stuff, and you start to feel like maybe I should make some new friends, because like my friends aren't as accessible anymore, because they're you know, building their lives. And I had to stop and think, you know, I'm building my life too, just because I'm not in a relationship. I'm building my life too. And I kept thinking, like, oh God, like, what if I want to go to this event, but my friends feel like, not really on it anymore. Do I need to make new friends? But it's not even that. Like, I feel your friends are still there. I don't know what I'm trying to get to, but yeah.
No, I get what you mean. That everybody grows and has their own journey. Because like at school, you speak to your friends every day. It's something that you do because you're in the same classes, you're in the same school. But when you grow and you get older, you've got your own life to live. It's not a case of, oh, like, let me go see the girls every day, every weekend. You've got your own stuff, whether you've got a boyfriend, you've got a job, you're trying to start your own business, you're learning to drive, whatever it is, you've still got to build and grow your empire, as well as, do you know what I mean, your friends doing theirs as well. It doesn't mean that the love is lost or the relationship's broken down. You can still speak to them after not speaking for 2-3 months, and
that's
you
how
pick
you know
up where you left off.
True friendship.
Yeah, and that's where you know it's a true friendship.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a low maintenance friend. I feel like I'm very low maintenance. I like low maintenance people. I need you to be, I don't want you to be offended, like, if I haven't spoken to you in a couple of weeks. Like, because I wouldn't be offended. Because I know that when you get older, life's just lifing.
Life comes at you fast.
Life be lifing. Like, things get in the way. Things happen. And I just feel like it's not personal. It's never personal. Because when you see them, like, nothing's changed. Like, you still just, like, pick up.
But I think that true friends would know that, though. Do you know what I mean? It's not personal. Like, I can go 3-4 weeks without speaking to somebody, and it doesn't mean now, oh, I'm moving some type of way. I've just been getting on with life. Like, you genuinely need me time in life. Like, a lot of our time is spent at work or on our craft or what we want to do for our future. That when do you actually get the time out to, do you know what I mean, just have time for yourself?
Chill with yourself.
And I think that's important, but a lot of people can't be alone. And that's what I've noticed. Whereas me, I enjoy my own company. I don't need nobody.
Like, see, I'm learning to like it more. So if I'm on my own, I feel like I think about things a lot more, and some things I don't want to think about. Because I just don't. So I think, right, I'm going to be on my own this weekend. I'm going to be at home. No one's going to be in. Let me go to my dad's and spend the weekend there, or let me go and stay with my mum. Because sometimes it's like, if I'm on my own, what am I going to start, like, overthinking? So that's something that I think I'm working on, like, to stop overthinking and just kind of be still and just be at peace, like, with my thoughts and, like, things that have happened, just kind of accept them and then use that alone time to work on X, Y, Z. But yeah, like, before at weekends, I'll be out drinking, I'll be doing this.
As like a distraction.
As a distraction.
And it's nice that you've acknowledged that, do you know what I mean? And you're coming to a place where you can learn to be alone, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, and being able to control your thoughts and not overthinking, because it is easier said than done. Because I can guarantee you we have all been there where we've had a moment and you're just reflecting and deep in everything, whether it's past situations, something that's just happened, something in an argument that you feel like, oh, bro, I should have said that. Like, how come I didn't think of that, like, at the time? But now it's come to me. Do you know what I mean?
All riled up.
Start going into your notes, like, if she or if he messages me, I'm just gonna say this.
I'm just gonna copy and paste it. Like, you're ready. So yeah, it's just, and I think that's one thing with lockdown, that's that people have had to kind of adjust to being by themselves and having a sense of change. So yeah, it's not easy, but do you know what I mean? Continue on that journey.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, like, comment, and subscribe.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, it's been good, and stay tuned for the next one.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.